Big Jeff Audio. Big Jeff Audio. Big Jeff Audio. Big Jeff Audio. Big Jeff Audio.
I think there's actually a bigger delay because when I just clicked it, it still said 21 seconds. So I think there's like a 20-second delay. So let's catch as everybody comes in. What's up, everyone? Episode 59. That's a lot of episodes. I know we don't do them weekly or even bi-weekly because it's just too damn busy. It takes a lot of work to even put a show together with all the video inserts and, you know, instead of us just hanging out and talking around. And we got a lot of crap going on, but I'm just going to give some shout outs first. Brian, is it Francisos? I just call him fucking hairdo.
Francois. But you just got to say what up to both Brians over there.
We should send him a link. We should have sent him a link to get in here. But anyway, what's up, Mr. Hummer? Danny in the house. Gideon, Samini. If I fuck this up, I'm sorry. Nathan in the house. Hold on. John Caraco. Wasn't he a winner or something not long ago?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was. Mini Truck in 888. That's Blaine in the house. I see Blaine in the house. Who else we got? Alan, Darian, Zaz in the house. Dusty's there. I see Dusty. Hey, hit that like button right now. Share this out. We'll get some more people in here. So I'm just going to do some jibber jabber. You got Jay Holm, the founder of B2 Audio International and B2 Audio USA. We got me, Big Jeff, in the house. Been working close side by side, helping get the brand back into the USA. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got Taylor the Hair and Ben Jammin in the house. Anton Albert, what's up? James McNeely, Eric Tamako. We got a lot of people in here. It's real cool. Hit that like button, share it out. Tonight, what are we talking about? We will be doing some giveaways tonight. Jay, we're giving away some Riot amplifiers. We're giving away both tonight. The 2500 and also the 1800.4. So 2 people are going to win either a monoblock that was able to do dynamically over 5 friggin' 1,000 watts. Stop with the Omni there. And I haven't even heard from Deviant in a while. So
he's here.
I'm trying to reach out and say we need some new music. Billy Myland in the house. So we got that giveaway. Let's jump into, we just started because y'all were going nuts over that Sundown M series video. Still gaining views, still gaining comments. Crazy. I didn't think the video was going to do what it did. That is organically not $1 spent on it. It was impressive. So because the video did so good, I said I'm going to give away my prototype that Jacob sent me, Sean and Scotty, and I said we're just going to give it away. So we started that, and let's play that video.
It's giveaway time, and I'll tell you what, we had such a awesome response about the Sundown M series prototype that we're going to give it away. So let's get into that. If you want one of 10 that were made prototypes of the M series, the one I used in the video that is still getting great reviews and comments, here's how you're going to win. So we're going to announce the winner February 4th. So you have time on the Big Sound by Big Jeff podcast. We're going to have on that night.
Okay, so the bad news. So I do get some downtime once in a while when I do. I try to find some videos I like, cool people, see some ideas. The bad news. Yeah, he's like one of those just cool, down to earth, you know. I mean, I liked him, and his video was pretty informative. He did a lot of explaining. And then I noticed he had a Big Jeff affiliate link, and he was one of the guys that never asked me for anything. So I reached out, like I do for people with that, and said, hey, you want to work together? I don't know how, but let's do something. So we're going to have him on February 4th, and then we're also going to announce the winner for the M Series sub. So what else we got to talk about? Cool thing we got going on at Big Jeff Audio. We are doing repairs in-house. Not some guys sitting at their house in their boxers repairing amps when they feel like it. And I heard nowadays it's really hard to even get stuff done because a couple brands out there, I'm not going to say no names, have eaten up all the repair guys' time. So it was something I've been looking into for a while. It's hard to find somebody who really knows what they're doing. And this guy, older guy that's been soldering and repairing boards forever, go ahead and play that little insert video you made.
Big Jeff Audio is now offering repair services for a wide range of subwoofers, amplifiers, tweeters, and other car audio components. Comprehensive subwoofer repair services including recones, terminal replacements, and more to restore peak performance. Expert amplifier diagnostics and repairs to restore power and performance to your audio system. Equipped with advanced testing meters and tools to guarantee reliable diagnostics and high-quality repairs, from multi-bit screwdrivers to specialty instruments, we use the best tools for every intricate repair. Visit our website today and schedule your diagnosis and repair service.
So let me clarify something. We're not repairing the shit you blow up because you bought it from us. That is through a factory warranty. This is for product that doesn't have warranties, or like you saw those big giant Def Bomb subs. Customer broke off a terminal, needed it reconed. He bought the recone. He's paying us to repair it. If you have amps, it doesn't matter what brand, and it's not under warranty. You can fill it out on our website. There is a bench fee. We will give you, with that bench fee, what exactly is wrong, how much, and we're very fair. And then, if so, we're going to repair it. Is shipping included? Great question. So, you will need to ship it into us. Okay? If you have it repaired, there is a is it a $75?
Yeah.
Test
The
fee.
diagnosis says, yeah.
Okay. There's a $75 diagnosis fee. If you get the repair done, the $75 comes off of that. So that's the cool thing. And part of the repair charge, we will ship it back to you. Now, for customers that use CPS from other companies or other third parties, and they tell you go find a repair place, check us out. We will contact on our side after you give us all the info to try to get it dealt with these third-party insurance companies to repair it and make it easy. But you're going to have to, yes, ship it into us. You're going to have to prepay the fee. Now, why do we make you prepay a fee? Because we don't want people sending in shit, and then we're like, hey, it's going to cost $150. We're like, oh, I don't want to pay that now. And then we're stuck sitting with the broken amp. So, yes, you have to pay shipping. But you pay the repair fee, which will be fair, because it is not our sole business. It is an add-on, an a la carte item. We'll pay to ship it back to you. So, really cool new program that's in effect right now. I've already set him up. He's already working. It's really cool. Okay, I got Mr. Jay Holm from It Can Never Be Too Loud. I'm sure y'all got questions. We're talking about new product tonight. We're talking about B2 Audio USA bringing in new product, and Big Jeff being one of their distributors and online sellers. And I get the chance to play with all the stuff beforehand and help market it. So it's a great relationship. And Jay, we got stuff hitting, which we thought was going to be this week, but containers actually coming next week, right? We got a lot of new products. Okay, let's start. I want to start because those actually did hit today. The 0 amps.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't think a pallet of 2 is a lot. These are all 0.6s, 0.12s, 0.15s. These are Korean brick shithouse. This is not your everyday guy. You got to pay some money. They are Korean. They do tons of power, take tons of abuse. And you got to have the power for it. Jay, let's start here. What are we looking at? What is the 0.6? Because that's a brand new SKU. So give us the lowdown on the 0.6.
Well, basically, we started with an amp. Old times it was called 0.7. I got a request if we could do something similar to it. similar casing and so forth. So I said, well, let's look into it. So we made it in a smaller casing, same length, but we upgraded. So we have what we call the triple simple. So basically, you have all the grounds on one side and all the negatives on the other side. We incorporated the daisy chain and the daisy gain.
Daisy chain, daisy chain. Okay, what's the difference? Because we've had some questions about that already.
The thing about these amps, at least the 06, which actually is the only 06 that we series that we made that has both the strapping function and the daisy gain, is that you can run multiple amplifiers in a chain. So basically, strapping, you can like take 2 amps. Fair enough, you get twice the power. But this one has the daisy chain, so you can basically have like 1 master amp and, for instance, 5 slaves. And the master amp is controlling all the signal that goes to the subsequent successive amps.
Hold on, you're talking about strapping is where you put 2 amps together and you basically double the ohm. So if they're 1 amp, you put 2 amp, and then those run together where 1 amp is in control, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Daisy chain is where we can run multiple amps but gain them, so they're separate amps. So if you had 4 15s or 6 15s, you want an amp on each, you could daisy chain them and still control the
all from the master.
Gotcha.
The master. But what basically happens sometimes when you run like multiple amps, and it's kind of hard to make exactly the same, because maybe the first amp has 50 volts output, and
and not even that. You're talking about you're talking about still. Sometimes people don't realize that over time that thing adjusts and moves. It's a potentiometer. You know, especially with the extreme hot and colds, it's going to move. So that's a huge thing, and I think that's awesome to the plate. So the 06, if I'm not sure, basically we have it around the same price as the 4500, right? So a couple hundred bucks more, but you're getting rated power over 2,000 watts more, and we still got to finish the dining room, but we're saying this amp could potentially do what, Jay, you think? Load it down.
We did a few dyno runs with a power supply that wasn't strong enough for it, but we saw around about 6.2K at lower voltages. So I'm pretty sure on a strong power supply that you have, it will do some good numbers.
Right. I'm thinking definitely over 7, maybe even close to 8 if we drop it down in that half.
Dynamically, sure, you go way beyond that. And of course, if you go into 0.5s, it's an entirely different game. But at 1
right.
I'm pretty sure you can figure something out, even certified. It will do some good numbers at least.
Let me ask you this. Being that I think this amp is, what, $1,300, people are going to say, we'll just pick one of the bigger amps we have is like the Martz. Oh, I can get a Martz digital AK for $500 or $600. Why would I spend double on this? What would be the reasoning?
Well, first and foremost, I don't have anything against the full bridges. They're great at their use. I just know a lot of people that has tested some of these amps, Korean amps, and they say they tend to be more dynamic, which you basically see when you do the dynos. Like a lot of the full bridges, they might do certified 8K, and then you do the dynamic, and it's like 8.3K. Whereas some of these Korean amps, it might be 4K, and then you have a dynamic output of maybe 6, 7K or something.
Right.
Also, the fact that these amps are more user friendly for the bass head guys that tend to wire it's below what's recommended. And that's one of the things. You're also getting something proprietary here. You're not getting something that basically you open it up and it just looks like anything else. You could just end up purchasing the cheapest the cheapest Brazilian you could have gotten. So here you have apps that are proprietary. You're getting a better design. You're getting something that you can abuse a little bit, and we'll give you some good numbers.
So then you got up to the 012, which looks like it has 4 powers, 4 grounds.
Yeah, the quads. The quads were something we introduced back in 2016 with the Ravens. We're actually the first one to do it on a half-bridge amp where it was like a single amp. But here we took it to the next level with the 012, which actually is it's nearly 3 years now at the 012 at least. But basically what we did there, we made it so it's negatives and positives. So it's not like positive, negative, positive, and all this stuff. It's negatives on ones, and then you have positives on the other.
Let me ask you this. So being that you went 4 on the 12, we're stepping up to the 015, which potentially is like a 20,000 watt amp or bigger. What is the difference? It's just more MOSFETs and
the main difference is, of course, you have the output section that has a little bit more, but the entire power supply section has been beefed up. Whereas you have, I think you have probably 2 extra toroids in there, or transformers. So basically, that's it. Also, it's a split board amp, and it has more capacitance.
So these already came to B2 Audio USA headquarters, and they just landed here at Big Jeff today. So we have them up available. You all missed out because we're really serious about buying them. We had them up for like 2 weeks with a 10% off pre-order. Let me tell you, the amps are expensive, but guys aren't making big money on these Koreans. This is kind of produced for a clout and name. Size dimensions is 015s. You guys, those are all on the website. I don't have them in front of me. But if you go to bigjeffaudio.com and just type in 015, it'll come up. We have real pictures, real specs, and I got to finish getting to the actual dynos of each. The 06 should hopefully have done this weekend coming up. The 012 and 15 is a little bit harder because you have to supply enough power, and also the SMD only goes up to a certain amount of watts, so we have to probably use the TermLab or some other source to actually power it, or do the runs at like 2 ohm or 4 ohm to get the idea. They're beasts. They're known beasts. So it is what it is.
The 015 will have the amp dyno on 4 ohms. Also, people need to know that the 015 is like a limited edition amp. And the daily runner for people who wants like 12K and plus will be the 012, whereas the 015 is like a limited edition amp.
Let me just say this too, because it always comes down. People want the best, but they won't pay the price. 1,300, $2,000, and then 4 grand. Excuse me, 1,300,
$3,000,
$3,000, $4,000. You're paying for something that can produce a ton of power, almost be loaded down to a short, almost to a short. I mean, I've seen these things play 0.5 steady, and longevity. So that's that. And then I can tell you that if you do screw up a Korean amp, they're not really expensive to fix. So you got an amp, and I've seen a lot of older B2 audio amps that are fucking 5 years old still swimming around. I mean, Dusty, you just picked up a set. You know what I mean?
What about 15?
Right, exactly. Okay, so we're going to get real quick, because tonight, the big night, is talking about the Riot amps and the giveaway. I'm super stoked because, well, let's just do this. Let's do the video break real quick. Play the teaser. Listen, before you start it, if you haven't shared this out, we already got a good crowd in here. Share it out. We're talking about new product. We're talking about B2 Audio. B2 Audio and Big Jeff are trying to start setting up dealer platforms now that we have access to so much product and new SKUs. Go ahead, kick off that video real quick.
Riot 2500 and Riot 1800.4 RGB amplifiers from B2 Audio. We are having way too much fun testing them, and you should go watch the full unboxing and dyno videos, but take a look at this sneak peek.
Mono. Next is, we're going to go all the way with this. I'm having fun. This is awesome. So we're going to do a certified run. Hey, it's power up to the max, to the max, to the max, to the max.
And beyond.
We are now doing this at 0.8 ohms.
How dare you?
No, don't you do that.
What are you doing? You're going to break it.
This is going to be a dynamic run. And as you can see, 14.9 volts. 5547, 5610 at 14.8 ohms. There you go, 5610 at 0.8 on a 25. Man, this is crazy. I love it.
That's all, folks.
Okay, let me explain what's going on there, Jay, because I was excited blowing you up when it happened. 2500.1 is a 2500 watt 1 ohm. And if you go look at the dyno, we were doing over like 26 certified or so. It was over the 25. But I said, screw it. We're going to, and this is a full bridge.
No.
You know, excuse me.
Oh.
Sorry. Half bridge amp. Yep.
Yeah.
And you just think most of those don't really like to go under 1 ohm. I'm like, hey, what's the worst that happens? We put at 0.8 ohm dynamically, and what you saw is real. It got over 5,000 watts. The amp seemed to just keep creating more power. It was incredible. So $399.95. Some people compare to some other stuff out there expensive, but let me explain. RGB built in. Everybody saw the video. You have built-in RGB with a push button, no remote, no Bluetooth. Just turn the amp on. It's going. You can change the patterns. You can have it go with a voice. You got plexiglass. And then you got an amp that does its power and then some. And those are real numbers. So the other amp we did was the 1800.4. Your pre-order right now. Oh, yeah, we're still pre-order technically. Thank you for reminding me, Taylor.
Even cheaper, 10%.
Because the container didn't show today, and it's coming next week, they're still considered pre-order, which means you can still get them right now from $399 down to $359, which means as soon as they land, yours ship out. So if you want to, you're really interested in getting one, we can get you financed, use your credit card, whatever. You can get the Riot 1800 or the 2500 for $359 right now. Now, at $399, some people say, well, I can get this for that. Jay, what separates this amp from your other 2500 watt or 1800.4 amps?
Compact design, sleek looking. It has the RGB feature, which for some might not like it. I like it a lot. And also, it's a B2 product that's been tried and tested. And that's also why, as you said yourself, you tried it at 0.5. It performed. And sure, you can get a lot of stuff. You can buy XYZ brands that might be cheaper, but we never were about the cheapest.
1800.4.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Hold on. We mono 2 channels because technically the amp is made that you can run a small sub and your mids and highs. Mm-hmm. So the amp is rated at 2 ohms to create the power, but at mono it's rated at 4 ohms. We ran it at mono 4 ohm and 2 ohm, and it did it, and we got 1,300 watts out of mono one side.
Yeah, so basically 2 times 1,300 watts, 2,600 watts.
Technically. And
that the name of it.
You could run a set of small speakers, 750 watt speakers, and run your mids and highs. But if you were using that for 4 channel, plenty of power. We're actually using those in the Yukon. We're going to be running 2 Z06s, 1 to each 32-inch X2C, and we're going to run a total of 4 of the 1800.4s to run all the B2 audios in the door. Do they come with a remote to change the lights? So check out the video. On the side of the amp, there's a push button. You control it all with the push button. Very simple. We talked about it. We didn't want a remote because if you have those stupid remotes that all the RGB comes with, you hit one, it's changing the other one, and that's a mess. Bluetooth is always a problem, connecting, not connecting, multiple. Here, power comes on, the lights come on, you just hit the switch and you can change the pattern. So real simple.
You can also do it by audio, so basically you set it to an audio feature and then you just let it go.
Yeah, it does it. Yeah, it does it what it's saying. So
you change the patterns by audio as well, all depending on what pattern you want.
So let's talk about the quality of the amp. How would you explain the innards, the guts? What makes that different than just another amp with plexi on it?
Well, basically, it's a brand new PCB. Instead of going with the cheapest, like 1 ounce PCB, we chose something that's 2 ounces instead, and which is actually some of the bigger amps, maybe even 3 ounces. But for such a small amp, we went with a thicker PCB. We were able to at least go with a thick heat sink because there aren't any vents and so on and so forth in this, or actually fans or so on and so forth. So
Jesse,
we went with
sorry, Jay. Jesse, yes. The 2500 has a bass knob. No, it doesn't have temp and all that, but it has Protect.
And clip.
Yeah, Protect, clip, and power. So nice. Yeah, simple.
By the way, there's a comment here from Ken Erling. He's one of the guys who's testing the prototype.
Who is it?
Ken Erling. There, yeah.
Oh, there you go. Gave me more power after the rise than it should. Yeah, Ken, that's what I was talking about, that I was blown away because it seemed like the amp had more and more.
Yeah.
And it was weird because I didn't want to go any lower than 0.8, but I was totally blown away that it took it like nothing. And I'm going to not recommend. I'm just saying what the amp is capable of, and it does its power and then some.
We actually tested it in his nephew's car, and of course there was rise and everything, but we did a connection at 0.5, so we connected it at 0.5 just to see if it would still work, and of course it's music.
Well, that was the thing too, which I've seen on the other B2 amps. Like, you still got a good amount of power. If it's rated at 2, you were still getting a good amount of power at 4. Like, it wasn't half. So
yeah, sure. It's because they're partially regulated.
Yeah, so that's a huge thing. Okay, enough about amps. I see CAE in the chat here. I'm sad because he was pro B2 and now he's pro slaps, but I understand if you got somebody throwing the equipment, you got to go with it, man. I'm not mad. I can't wait to see the install, and congrats to you on it. Okay, let's talk about something bigger right now. The Riot amps are cool. The Zero amps are new. Cool. I'm going to jump ahead because I want to talk about this Rampage 6. Can you guys pull up the pictures of the Rampage 6? Is that in the new speakers? Yeah. Let me find it here. We're going to jump ahead.
Yeah, it's on the other side. It's not in one of the presentations.
Ben, can you pull up the Rampage 6 for me, please? Oh, look at that fat ass. Okay, Jay, if you're looking at this, everybody's going to think it's just a big old woofer. What are we staring at right now?
You're staring at the evolution of a Rage 6 that was requested to handle more power. So people were like, oh, we need something that's more powerful than a Rage 6. So we were like, well, the Rage 6, they did well, but people don't want like a 400-watt woofer. They want something with more power. So we
this is a 6-inch woofer with
6.5, yeah.
6.5 inch with that ass on it.
Yeah.
What? Okay, so this is, if I remember correctly, go ahead, take this off, Ben. It's 1,000-watt, 6.5 inch.
What we did, we actually took the soft parts from the Rampage 8 actually coil, and then we had the similar spider design. Just of course, it needs to be scaled down to 6.5. Motor, we made it as large as possible so it could still fit within the cutout. So the people who are going to mount these, it's going to be tight, but it's going to fit.
All right, pull up the spec sheet, guys, and make it full screen. And what's the map on this?
Okay, man, I'd have to go check that.
Okay, so this is a 1,000-watt RMS dual 1 ohm and dual 2 ohm we have coming.
Yeah.
Frequency 42.9 hertz. Sensitivity 78. 2-inch voice coil. A 270-ounce motor.
Yeah, the entire assembly weight.
Now, here's the kicker. The baffle cutout is 6.3 inches, which means it's over 6 inches. And the overall diameter is right over 7 inches. So this is a... Dude, this is a beast. That's a beast, man. Where did he go? Did I kick him off by accident? Hold on. Pull him back on. I think I kicked him to the curb. Jay, come back. There you go.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah, so we have a 6.5 inch with that big ass booty over 200-ounce, 280-ounce magnet on this. What's the map on it, Taylor?
This is the Rampage 6.
Yeah, Rampage 6.
It is 319.
Okay, so you're basically getting the 8 is 399, right? $400, and people buy those like crazy and done some big systems. The 6.5 inch, just over $300. That is huge. Okay, so if you guys saw that, you got to give some props. This is what separates B2 from other brands. Okay.
Let me talk about the question from Nathan McCutcheon here.
Okay.
The reason why we're using a 2-inch voice coil is basically for having a larger spider landing. We could have used the 2.5 and so on and so forth also, but we would have had a smaller spider landing, which means it will be harder for us to actually have the same amount of excursion without having stress on the parts, or actually having it as linear as we wanted it. So we said, let's go with a smaller coil, but do a taller vine. That's also why the motor is slightly taller than just your average 6.5. So that's basically why we did 2 inches instead of going 2.5 inches.
That's just a beast, dude. I know Budget Bass had the guy who did that bandpass box for the RC2s, the mini subs, which are still sounding like crazy. Said he's right away ready to put these in, so can't wait for that. So the next big thing I want to talk about, because when it says it can never be too loud, we're not just talking bass. I'm going to pull something up for everybody because these are going to be here too this next coming week.
Yeah, those are Riot.
Okay, so the Riot 8 PWR, what is that?
Well, basically, we had a request for people that are doing like motorsports and so on and so forth, that they wanted mid-range that we had as in the Riots, but they wanted basically to have it fully covered instead of having the face plug. So we dug into it, and we came out with the PWR, like P-Series water resistance. So it has sun-coated cones, so they can handle a few water splashes and so forth. And since you have the dust cap on there, it's you're not going to get any dust or whatever and so forth in there. And they're not even costly.
This is water resistant, right? And one thing I think everybody needs to know, if you haven't heard stuff from B2 Audio out of Europe, they don't have mid-bass, mid-range. It's all full range, which means everything I've tested in the past when we first started playing with B2, it has such a wide range of frequencies. The mid-bass is just as incredible as the full range. So I can't wait to hear these things. So then there's a 6-inch, right? Same series. And then what is the CFM? I see carbon fiber. That's really cool.
Exactly, carbon fiber, and we made it for an alternative for also mobile, because these are fully waterproof. We're using a new surround that we tooled of Santoprene. Sure, the Santoprene is slightly taller than the cloth, so we lowered the efficiency slightly a little bit. But at least the trade-off was we have a fully waterproof speaker for instance, motorcycle guys, side by sides, whatever, and so on and so forth. So we came up with those, and we also have them in 6.5s. And that's basically one of the new SKUs we are adding for 2025. They're also more than a mid-range. They can play, I'm not saying they're playing all full ranges, but they play quite high up in frequency. So when we were working with the prototypes, we did some changes here and there, and they still feature shorting rings, even though it's a cheaper speakers and so forth as well. And hey,
Robin here, who's planning to do a bunch of these Rage 15s, competing with, and his car club has been switching over, which is real cool. The V3 has an X-Max of 20 millimeter one way, or does it have more? Great question.
It's a one-way excursion the way we have it on the website. So if it's on your website, it's a one-way excursion.
Trying to see how much X-Max I'll have for a total of 2412s.
Whoa! Go ask Brian Francois. That sounds like his kind of build. 2412s.
I mean, does it really matter the total X-Max, Robin? I mean, I just got to think that's just going to be ridiculously loud.
I think he's more interested in knowing the X-Max, not just the X-Max, but for sure.
You're going to run into
around about the linear X-Max is probably around about the 20 millimeters.
He needs 2412s. He needs approximately how much airspace per 12 on those? On the Rage?
On the 15?
Yeah.
Well, around about three cubes. You could probably go with 3 cubes.
You could get it, Robin. That's between 70 and 80 cubes. Probably with displacement wood and everything, you need about 90. We're going to be able to pull, well, I don't know, man. That's a lot, because in the Yukon, even us building under, we're going to get about 30 cubes.
It's probably has a big car.
Yeah. Well, he's got a Suburban.
Okay.
I can't wait to see it. I mean, I think it'll be real cool angue. Okay, this is what we're going to do.
Like the old school.
We got still y'all jumping in right now. We still got to announce the winners for the Riot apps. We got a quick little video break, a little teaser, as you call it, about the Zero series. Go ahead. Let's see it.
Saying 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. You see me testing. I'm Big Jeff. Can never be too loud. I'll be right back. Movie magic.
So I gotta confess something, man, because I learned a big lesson. I'm learning a lot having the dyno, and I'm learning more now having a repair guy here and learning about amplifiers and everything. So I learned that just because a signal isn't clipped, which is, hold on, for you all, I'm gonna Professor Big Jeff, because I'm learning shit. A clip signal displays that, like that, but I learned that it doesn't have to be completely square. There's what they call a Christmas tree. Hold on. Let me get a marker because I want to show what I'm talking about. Y'all, this is gonna make sense. I should have had this ready, but hold on. Okay, so basically on the O-scope, looks more like this. Now that's technically not clipped, but it's not actually. It was a little round up here, so it wasn't even pointed, but it was this shape instead of that shape. Okay, now why am I bringing this up? Because I learned something. Technically, that Christmas tree is still distortion. Now, why are we getting into this? Because the SMD meter, which nothing wrong, it's a great meter, technically didn't see that as distortion, but the O-scope was able to give me a visual of the Christmas tree, and the fuzziness around this mark here, that fuzziness, was the distortion in the signal. Now, this is how intricate you got to get sometimes if you're really putting a lot of money in your system and you're really tuning things, because technically on a cheap O-scope or just look, the SMD would not see that as distortion, but the reality is it is. Now, what happens when that happens, Jay? Especially on an amp like a Korean amp, what could happen?
Well, most people who are tuning some of the Korean amps, you know, if you have like full output voltage of them, they tend to buzz.
Okay, hold on. Let me. I'm gonna back him up here because I literally called him right in our times of different zones, and I'm like, "Fucking, there's a rat in one of the 0 amps." I didn't say it like that, but that's what I really meant, because as I'm even getting this thing heated up, it's going bzz, 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 like chlorine in there, and that was from the Christmas tree signal because there was just a tad too much signal coming out of the Kenwood. Not enough for it to see distortion because it wasn't, hold on, it wasn't clipped, but it was on the border.
Signal turns into a triangle.
Correct. And the amp said, "Hey, Big Jeff, back it up." Okay?
Exactly, back it up. That's basically most of the Korean amps, like from certain build houses. Once you deal with them and you just give them full voltage out, that's basically what happens. So for those who want to do like a lazy gain, which they shouldn't even do, it's like once you hear that signal, it's back it up. You know, just dial it down a little bit.
And that can cause problems. So, you know, when the customer's already like, "Oh, I've been doing this for 30 years and I tuned it, and blah, blah, blah," and wondering why this fucking 10 out of the 16 MOSFETs completely. There's your reason, fuckers, with your 30 years. Bam. That's free knowledge.
And that signal you can even get without having an input signal. So,
and it was actually, that was the crazy part. There was no input signal. That was a signal being drawn through the amplifier powering up, because when you have a couple hundred amps of power charging up capacitors, it's going to pick signal up even in the RCA, wrapping around all that electrical. So be very careful. Look for a smooth wave. Christmas tree, no good. Square, no good. This is good. Now, y'all can make jokes, but hey, that was my lesson for the night. I really liked it. Hey, check it out. It's 8:09 here. It's like 1 o'clock.
We need to go through the Daisy switch thoroughly, because a lot of people have been asking me as well. Because
you guys, Taylor and Ben, can you pop up more of the comments? And we got a little time before we get into the giveaway. Let's get everybody involved. We got a great night. There's been 70 plus people in here all night, which is a really good night. I'm excited. So, Jay, take the mic.
Okay. Basically, on the 0 amps, we have the option of having them to run master, at least the 06 can run as a master and can run as a slave. So basically, you strap it. If you put it in Daisy, that means that amp will be running in a chain where all the signal from the master amp is routed into that amp. So basically, base settings and all that stuff, whatever, that signal is going to the subsequent amp. And as long as it says Daisy on all these apps, it will be in a chain.
Hold on. So that's also the crossover setting, the gain,
Exactly.
everything, all on one amp. Okay.
The entire signal. And also what happens with the Daisy gain is some of the signal of these amps might be slightly off because you might have 50 volts on one, 49.9 on the second amp, and 49.8 on the third amp, and so on and so forth. So we introduced the Daisy gain, which means you can fine-tune the signal by like 5% plus minus. So instead of you going in and gain and trying to do that with your of course, you need a multimeter, but still, once you touch like the gain, which is far more sensitive on an amp, you might be at like 52 volts and 55 volts. With the Daisy gain, you can really fine tune it so you're hitting it 50 volts on each and every single amplifier. But most importantly, the signal in Daisy, it just runs off a chain. So the master signal of the master amp is just rerouted, and you can run that through. If you want to have 24 volts.
I'm sorry. I got to jump in. We've had a great crowd. I want to answer this first. Guess what we got coming? A DSP. Oh, man, you just reminded me. I wasn't going to tell nobody. Actually, I got two surprises for you all. Two. One is a DSP, Bluetooth, phone app, not Chinese, B2 branded. How many channels, Jay?
10 output channels.
10 output channel DSP. Hold on, it gets better. iPhone, Android. Ready? 4-volt output on each channel. Hold up. Not 4-volt total. 4-volt each set. Okay? Guess what the price is? Under $200. Now, if anybody says we're not in the game to sell product and everything's just too expensive and all that, that will be here, Jay. We're hoping like what? Maybe by the end of the month, right?
Yeah, we hope
okay.
So
it's going to be called the 16 or the 6, right? The 6, we're calling it.
610.
610. So 6 input, 10 output. Okay? Yeah. That's the first surprise, everybody. I'm Jay. I'm sorry for taking the show back over. I'm going to give it to you.
Don't worry.
It says Big Sound by Big Jeff, not Big Sound by Big J. But anyway, here's the next surprise, everybody. Fucking get ready. Here we go. What? Ooh, what is this? Bam! 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 Jay, what am I staring at right now? It says Rage 1200.4, the reference for Rage 3500, Rage 4800. Okay, Jay, you can have the mic back. What are we looking at?
Well, the current picture is our new amp that's going to take over the older Rage series. So we're interested in using this amp with a front face layout so they can match in the other family that we're using. And we even have the 3500, which is replacing the 3200. But all the PCB and everything, these are brand new PCBs that we had developed for us. So it's not like you can just go there and say, well, it's the same as this and this and that. So that's brand new stuff. That one there, the Ref 4, this is our class AB. It's going to feature Sanket MOSFETs. We're going to use Rubicon caps. Even WEMA parts are going to be in there. And we're also using on semis. So we didn't spare any money on making this amp. It's pure sound quality amp, 4x200 at 4 ohms and 4x300 at 2 ohms.
Look how beautiful that is. So no, it's not copying jail audio, but it is the style where it all comes out of the bottom for a clean install. Okay, can you bass heads use these? Of course, but this is designed around the guys that want quality and they want that look. And that is what the Rage line is going to be. So we have the Riot, the Rage, the Zeros. There you go. That cuts it all in head. You all are the first. I know we put a post up over the weekend, but you're basically the first to see it all. The Rage AB 4800. We're doing a Rage 8000. Am I right?
We're working on that now. The PC will be around the next couple of weeks.
Yep. Okay. So we'll have that whole Rage line, and that should be here maybe as soon as March.
Hoping. Fingers crossed. Let's see.
Yep. Around there. I can get that. Okay. The DSP, and I know everybody was lighting up about that because I think it's going to be at about $189.99 MAC. Now,
you got 179 on the sheet.
Oh, sorry, so 179, even better. 179 for a 10-channel out, 6-channel in, 4-volt with app, very user friendly. And I have the app somewhere here. It is very user friendly. Now, why is this a great deal? The best-selling, hold on, Robin, we'll get to that question. The best-selling DSP that I have had in this business was the March Digital BTX8. Hi-Fi Vector did a great video on it. We literally sold several hundred in a month. That was $159.95 for an 8-channel. We are going to give you 2 more channels with a non-Chinese
heatsink as well.
Right. Yes. Nice box, nice heatsink. Actually branded app, B2 audio all the way for a couple dollars more. That is super, super cool. Let me tell you, I can't wait for the. I was beating Jay up. I'm like, man, we got to get into the fucking DSP. And he's like, man, no, I want to make one that's like $1,000. I'm like, Jay, we're not in Europe. We're in America. They're not going to pay $1,000. They won't even pay that for audio control. And Jay's like, man, but in Europe, we could sell them and people want them. I'm like, Jay, we're not in Europe anymore. We're at USA. And I did them and we got it under $200. And it's on the way. Really cool. Go back to, I'm sorry, Robin. Robin says, can the Rage be ran at 0.5? I'm going to answer this. We're not recommending it, but yes, I don't think it'll have a problem doing it. Am I telling you to go do it all day long? No. But if you had to wire your system down because of impedance rise, I think you'd be okay. Because why? Even the Riot amps are playing at 0.8 with no problems. Okay, Chris Richardson says 10 channel at 4 volt sure beats Tyrant. Anything beats your Tyrant. I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Yes, higher quality, really nice app, good. And we made it after some other stuff. And this is not cookie cutter. We didn't just go grab some and say, oh, let's put B2 audio on it. You do that with A&L fuse holders and shit, not DSPs. That is a B2 audio app. I'm really excited about that. Guys, the Rage amps, yeah, they're not going to be cheap, but you're talking about definitely cheaper than jail audio. I'll tell you that. Kind of look cool, too. So we'll go there. Chris Dolly. Oh, wait. Josh Sim in the house. What's up, buddy? When the DSP is going to be on sale for the... Okay, I think what you mean is when they're going to be available or what? We are hoping that we might see them at the end of this month. Latest first week or so next month. But what we will do, like we've been doing with all the new products, the moment we actually have tracking coming from overseas, B2 Audio says, hey, Big Jeff, the shit's on the way to you. And I'm going to be like, okay, guys, let's get it up. And we're going to do a pre-order discount. Helps us get the shit moving, saves you a few bucks. And that's what we're going to do. So end of the month, I think. B2 Audio Accessories, Bobby Bickwright. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones, man. This is B2 Audio to me is a custom brand. Okay, guys, it's not. Maybe one day it's going to be $100 million brand, but it's a custom brand, and unfortunately, I don't think there's enough accessories to sell. But if you do need accessories, hit up bigjeffaudio.com. We have battery terminals and all types of stuff. But no, B2, we worked with LAF to make some A&L fuse holders and bass knobs, and we're working with guys that do that kind of stuff. So
we got some reducers and some RCAs.
Yeah, we're expanding on the RCAs because I'm putting them in the headlock saying, hey, we still need that kind of stuff. Okay, bigger RGB amps. I agree because I've already said this. So I already said not too big, but I think, in my opinion, we need something in that 4,000 range on the mono. And I really like to see, instead of an 1800.4, I want to see like a 3,000. Jay, you heard it from the people. So it's not
You only see that power already now, though.
I know, what I'm saying is that it could do more than that. But great question.
Sure. I think once people actually get these amps, they will be more impressed about the power that they actually do.
With the Riot amps, for sure. The range,
Yeah,
I think,
exactly.
knocked people out of the park, for sure. But the Riot amps definitely blew my mind. I was very happy. It was a good amp. Definitely a good amp. Okay, check it out. It's getting close to that time, everybody. We got a couple more questions to get answered, and then what you all are really here for, don't lie.
We got swag. Got swag.
We got swag.
Website. Buy it.
Yeah,
if it's in Europe, just contact me.
Big Jeff Audio. We got B2 hats, shirts, hoodies, lanyards. What else we got? We're coming with different size stickers. That's soon.
Yeah, stickers.
There's B2 Audio tents, and we should have beach
flags.
Beach flags here shortly. So yeah. DC Audio 1 says Rampage 6.5. Yes, they will be here. We got plenty. Josh Sims, how much are the 8s and the 6.5 inch? Gotta be more specific. Are we talking subwoofers? Are we talking Rage, Rampage, Riot? Are we talking about loudspeakers? So get a little more in depth there. The B2 Dodge Omni coming soon, Deviant. We're gonna put 2 speakers in a free air setup in the back window. Okay, there you go, right there. B2 Audio Omni coming soon. Some of y'all too don't even know what a Dodge Omni is.
Hey, we got beanies too. That's true. We got beanies. That's true.
We got beanies, right? Where is one?
See, we got some stuff.
Yeah, we got beanies here. I don't have it on.
And we're gonna make some more banners. The banners we have now are like really large, so we're gonna make some more small banners.
Are like 6 foot by 20 foot, and they're made to withstand a hurricane. So not even cost efficient. Okay, Zaz, big admin on our groups. Thank you, Zaz. What is B2 aiming for 2025? Any new directions? Home equipment. Definitely not home equipment, but I don't know. I think, honestly, guys, we haven't really talked about it, but we have on this order coming next week a total of 15 or 16 brand new SKUs to the U.S. ever. And by March container, we're going to have over 120 total SKUs.
We're also getting more into more outdoor stuff as well. That's also why you already showed some of the more outdoor stuff. Like
Mo says B2 Audio head unit. I think he's going on because Def Bounce made that one, which really took off. I think they're bringing it back in when I talked to him for Christmas.
I'm not doing any head units, though. That's just because I used to work in Blaupunkt, so I know how that game works.
I think, Jay, we keep focusing on the product that we're making and get that and
improving that.
We can build that over time. So, to all of you out there that know a shop, Big Jeff is a distributor, B2 Audio USA manufacturer, will be opening up to new dealer accounts. If you know somebody that wants a territory and carry a product brand that you can't find everywhere, hit either Big Jeff up if it's smaller or if they want to go direct, B2 Audio USA for a dealer account, and they will be put on the locator on the international b2audio.com and the locator on B2 Audio USA. Great questions, everybody, tonight. So, what y'all really came by is because y'all fucking want free shit. We're going to give out some free shit. So,
let me just break it there. There's the guys that if we can get recon kits, we have a lot of parts even for discontinued models. So most of the discontinued models, they are parts only because otherwise we'd be keeping drop-ins for like ages and so on and so forth. But we have parts even for woofers that are like 17 years old nearly from the first time we even came to the market.
Basically what he's saying is some of the newer parts will work. You might have to sacrifice a dust cap, something different, or the surround being a little different, but what I would say, Rise Beats, love to get you into newer product. Maybe we can even put together some kind of discount, you upgrading. So that'd be something to think about instead of trying to fix the old stuff. For sure. Okay, is there any other questions we missed before we get to what they really want? They don't want me. They don't want you. They want the free shit. What we got? Dual alternator OEM. What does this guy say? my dual Altair OEM 320 amp sufficient enough to run 4K BS amp. Okay.
Yeah, me too, probably.
Yeah, it's just not okay. You have a dual alt, which is great, but you have to back that up with storage. So the dual alt 320 times 2, if it probably does 280 each, will be great to charge it up. But you're going to have some serious lithium. Now, when you're saying the 4K, I don't know which amp you're talking about, but on the 06, I think with a normal battery setup, you should be fine. Above that, you better have some juice. Remember, Big Jeff batteries do really good, but you can only charge those to 14.8, which works fine with some of these amps, depending on where you're trying to get on power. The Riot amps, you should have no problem at all. So great that you have 2 alts, but make sure you have the power. And don't
is important, man. Take power to take power.
And for you all that see like the big zero amps that have multiple powers and multiple grounds, that doesn't mean you take 1 0 and then spread it out. That means you should have multiple runs from the battery to the amp. Let me say that again. You have to have multiple runs to go to each input on the amp from your capacity, whatever your capacity is, okay. Don't just take 1 0 gauge and split it up. It's not what it means. You will be blowing the amp up. It will get tested, and they're going to say this was not a defect. This is from somebody being dumb. Mr. Patel came in. I see Mr.
Hey, RP. I need to say one thing, though, which is quite important. Those people who are going to buy a 06, please note that there is 1 RCA input and 1 RCA output. Don't just use your left and right and put it in the amp. It's a no-go. There's 1 RCA input for input, and then the other one is for output for your strapping your amps or your Daisy shading.
Sorry, I had a pain in the ass. They actually had a block online. You had a March digital amp, and on that March big amp, it's the same thing. 1 in, 1 out. He didn't even pay attention. Had both going in with basically a 4 volts out of the radio, plus he had a 10 volt. What do you call it? Yeah. Okay. The amp did fry, and then fried the speakers, and didn't admit to it, but admitted when I said, hey, send us a picture of what you had hooked up, and I noticed a Y in there, and I'm like, well, why'd you do that? 1 is in and 1 is out. Then he knew he put his foot in his mouth, and then he just continued to talk crap. But that was part of the reason. Is there an RC input only for the 0? Also the 4500 range.
The 06 has a single input and output. The 4500 doesn't have an input output. It's just an input.
Correct. Yes, 100%. Okay. Let's get to this. So, Jay, what do you want to do? You want to pick the winner for the Riot 25 or the 1800 first?
Let's do the 1800.
Okay, so Ben, you're going to spin the wheel, and then after it spins, Jay, you announce the winner. How's that?
Sure.
Okay, so without further ado, it's been an hour. It's been a great night. We've had a big crowd. Thank you so much. Just understand, B2 Audio is back, and I'm talking stronger than ever. And anybody that talks shit in the past about how much they sold, we're going to have 100 plus SKUs here.
Went through a podcast without drama. See, that's good.
Yeah, woo! Right there. Drama-free, baby. Same thing with our groups. B2 Audio USA, check it out. That's a USA group. You can always go to B2 Audio itself. And, man, that's what we're trying to do is just have fun, build product, and it can never be too loud or too small. Big shout out to the RC2 sub that blew my mind, literally. And we're still going to be making them. Yes, speaker boxes 3D printed, business card holders 3D printed, and the speakers. And, yes, we didn't make the chip amps. We got them from a company. So they're there if you want to get it, to hook it up and do your own setup. Okay. All right. Let's get the winner out. Right, Ben.
Has won the Riot 1800.4.
So Adam. What was Adam? What was the name?
Adam Dean.
Okay, so Adam Dean went ahead and followed the rules. I can't tell many people don't even watch the whole video. They don't follow the rules. Now, on the 2500, there was an extra step. They actually had to text us, Jay, what that dynamic power was.
Ah.
So they had to do the comment, like, share, which they did. But then people had to text us. I think, what did they have to text us, Taylor? Do you remember?
The first one we did for the 2500 was Riot, and then they texted RGB for the. Are you talking about the ohms? It was dynamic 0.8 ohm.
I'm gonna, because I don't know if this is a troll movement or not, but Joshua, what do I think? Down for Sound Products. I think they're great for what they are, 100%. Sure. I think he's got a great hustle. He built a big brand, and he's moving a shit ton of product. How do I compare it to B2 Audio? I couldn't. Two different levels of product, in my opinion. But Down for Sound Product is making movements. So big shout out to him. But anyway, on the 2500, you had to text us what it did dynamically at 0.8 ohm.
Yeah.
Right, but you had to watch the video. So a lot of people that entered but didn't do that, and you got picked, but you didn't win. So without further ado, the winner for the Beast 2500.1 that did over $5,000. Wow. Go ahead.
Jeremy Smithson.
Okay, now everybody, that's sad. You didn't win. I understand, but it's like the lotto. One person wins. But what I can guarantee you is between Big Jeff Audio and all the brands and B2 Audio, we're going to be giving stuff away. Okay, so you keep watching, you keep supporting, you keep sharing, you keep commenting. You will have a chance to win. And let me tell you, some people that have said I never win have won. It's all chance. Right now at Big Jeff Audio, we're giving away that M series I did a video on. We just started to give away tonight, so go check that out and enter. That's going on right now. I just found out, you guys are the first to hear it. Nobody even Facebook yet. We brought back in Jensen Audio for the head units. Yes, we have Kenwood and Jensen. They also dropped off, I think it's an 8-inch or 9-inch screen to give away that we're going to do the video after the weekend. So another chance to win something there. That's what we do here. I give back. You might hate me. You want to talk shit about me, but you love winning free stuff. So it is what it is. Call me Santa Claus. Thank you, Jay. I know it's late there.
Welcome, man.
Hey, let me tell you, thank you for bringing the product back in with B2 Audio USA, and thank you for giving me the chance to be you guys' distributor, online seller, and take the chance on letting me do marketing and testing. I know there's people that hate Big Jeff and people that love Big Jeff, and I don't know why they hate, but it is what it is. But I think we've done a good job, man, this year. And this 2025 is going to be huge, man. Huge. And guess what? Container with half of the new SKUs plus all the old stuff will be here next week. We have stuff in stock right now. And then in March, a total of 100, almost 20 SKUs, man. It's going to be off the chain. So thank you for an awesome night. Thank you, Benjamin, Taylor the Hair that put this show together. Jay for not sleeping because he's like 60 years old and it's like past his bedtime. And Big Jeff, hey, still at the office doing this shit instead of home. Thank you to everybody for making this an awesome night. We had a ton of people in there. That's what it's about. B2 Audio. It can never be too loud or too small. And the second part is it's so sweet. It's like eating a Danish. What?
If I could bring that real Danish from Denmark, I would. I'm trying to find a Danish bakery somewhere in the States.
All right. Thank you guys for getting another night. I'll see you February 4th with the bad news. Let's check out this guy, man. I'm stoked about it. Ben, take us out.
Another show in the bag. Yeah, that's a wrap. Big Sound is the best, and it ain't no cap. Hit the website if you need that merch. It's Big Jeff Audio and hit the search. I know you had fun, yeah, you gotta admit it. That boy Big Jeff took his thing and he did it. Always a win, yeah, never a L. Did you smash the like, subscribe, and hit the bell? Share it on your socials, put it on blast. We'll be back next week with another podcast. Big Sound in the house, like no other. Deviant and Big Jeff, the Basshead Brothers.